Welcome back to Sippin With Sin, number one podcast about seven things stuff important to everybody across the world, across the astral plane, from Haddonfield to Camp Crystal Lake, from bobbleheads like my co-host right now that if you're watching on YouTube you can see, to everyone having a tasty beverage. Welcome back to another episode. It is the number one podcast of such and things as proven by people far, far smarter than all of us. So this question, don't question it, just accept it. Let it be what it is, and it's 123 episodes. Why would we tell you wrong? But without further ado, let's welcome back our notoriously late co-host, the one and only Christian.
How y'all doing?
I wasn't giving you a good name this week. You didn't earn it.
If I tell you that I'm 15 minutes away, that means that I'm just now leaving the house. You guys know. It feels good to be back for another episode. I can't even talk. I was laughing, trying to hold laughs in. But yeah, we got a couple things to talk about. Not too much. It is the holiday season. Full disclosure, at the time of this recording, we have T-minus 3 hours. I can't count until it is officially Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving.
I was really trying to figure out what you were doing math of right there. I was not sure what you were trying to calculate. For full disclosure, so before we recorded, everything decided to break. Christian was late, everything broke, and then me and Christian have been fighting and arguing for the last 40 minutes probably while I try to fix everything because Christian wants to be different. Yeah. So that is our podcast for the week. Welcome to episode 123, where everything goes wrong and we yell at Christian.
How's it going?
He likes it.
Right.
He enjoyed it. Kick Chat was a part of it too, because we do these live because we like to just make life pure chaos. But without further ado, let's get into what we've been watching, reading to, listening to this past week. There's things. I watched things that we'll talk about later. Other than that, I've played some Call of Duty with the community. That's been about it, honestly. I really haven't done anything. I'm trying to think if there's something I watched. I might have watched an episode of Heels. Oh, I know exactly what I watched. Let me roll up my sleeves for this because I'm about to get mad. Look.
Uh-oh.
I waited for Cobra Kai to be done. And I was like, man, I'm going to just get it all done. It's going to be over. We're going to be done with it. That's it. I'm going to let both parts come out. So I did that. I let both parts come out. And I watched both parts. And when the final episode come in, I was like, wow, I feel like there's not enough time to wrap this up. Well, guess what? There wasn't, because they said, "Do be continued. The final episode's coming soon." And I was like, you sons of bitches.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
Wow.
Literally, it got to the end, and I was like, how does this end? I don't understand how you're wrapping this up, and then it stopped. The episode stopped, and with credits, I was like, that is the worst ending ever. And it said, "To be continued. Final episode's coming soon." And I was like, I hate everybody. I will throw punch that whole karate dojo.
Oh, man.
They are milking that final season, because when did the other episodes come out? July, June, May?
Yeah, the beginning of the summer. It was like,
yeah, because it was months from
full summer.
Yeah, the final one just come out the last week or two, didn't it? Or we thought was the final, the part 2.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, so I don't know when that's coming out. I don't even know if I have no clue. So yeah, that's awesome. So that's what I watched, and then I was mad and I fussed about it. And I will say this, I did watch an episode of Heels. I think I watched it afterwards because I was pissed off. And you know who's in it? You'll appreciate this. AJ Lee.
Who's that? Oh, nice.
And she was wrestling her husband. She was in the ring and they were doing stuff.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So Punk was in there. I thought that was a cool. I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. Other than that, I don't think I've done anything fun. I haven't watched or got to do anything. It's just been pure chaos. Getting ready for family time this whole week is there's family in, so all that, and then I gotta cook, do stuff, and yeah. That's been about it.
For me this week, what I've been reading, listening to, watching, all that stuff. As far as watching goes, we'll get into what I've been watching later. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But I was reading. I'm still reading. I finally got to read Stephen King's intro novel to his kind of fantasy series, which is called The Gunslinger. Been a while. Been a while. I remember starting the Gunslinger years ago. Didn't finish it. Started it again. Didn't finish it. And this time I started and finished it. And I can tell y'all right now that the Gunslinger was boring as fuck. Oh my god. It was so boring. I was very upset that I spent what I don't even know how many days it took me to read that book. It was like 4 days, 3 days, 4 days, one of them. I was slowly going through it. It's not even a long book, but it was just boring. It was so boring. I mean, I can talk about it for a while, but it just wasn't great. The main guy that we follow, the gunslinger, Roland, he was very one dimensional. The man in black had this like mystique to him, but with him, when we finally, get to meet him in the book and he talks and shit, he's pretty much a religious zealot that follows. He's like a underling to other beings that we don't know of yet in the book. They mentioned the tower a couple of times that we don't know what that is. But for those, we in the real world know that they're talking about the Dark Tower, but we don't know anything about it. We meet Jake, which is this kid that shows up in this world, and he has weird memories of like our world and shit. And it's like I can see where this would have been cool way back when this book was published in the 80s. But like now, it's just kind of hard to get into. Like all I know about all I remember about the book is the gunslinger's really good with guns. Jake is a young kid that doesn't know much, and the gunslinger takes a liking to him for pretty much no fucking reason. Jake's real parents just do coke all the time, and they're fairly wealthy. Jake goes to some kind of private school or so, I don't know. Like it's just I don't remember. I forgot it. Like as soon as I finished the last page, I was like, all right, don't have to ever read this shit again. That's how I felt. So unfortunately, that's what happened with that. I tried to start reading a romance novel to see if I could read something else, and I heard that that book was kind of spicy, but I didn't get to the spice. Like I mean, it just wasn't really my jam. Like it wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not a romance novel reader. The book wasn't bad by any means. I just wanted to read something a little more, uh, I guess, dark. So I didn't finish that one. It's one of those books that I might go back and read when I'm like really bored, don't have anything else to do. But right now is not one of those times. So we'll see. Obviously, I got to play just literally about 5 minutes of Dragon Ball over the course of the week, and I've been doing a lot of artwork on the side. So I've drawn a picture of the Joker that I'll post at the time of this recording. It should be posted already. I'll post a Power Rangers pic that I'm working on that should be posted probably when this episode goes live, to be honest. So when you guys are listening to this, that image should be posted. And I'm thinking about doing some Christmas themed like horror art pieces. So if you guys have ideas, especially you guys in the chat, let me know. The only idea that I have currently is I think it would be cool to make some kind of some kind of character like Rat King Nutcracker scene, some kind of something with that, just making them like
Art the
really
Clown?
weird and grotesque. No, no. So like the the Rat King character
No, I'm
from the
saying, why don't you do Art the
Nutcracker
Clown?
musical,
The Christmas.
Art the Clown. I mean, I guess I could. I didn't really think about that because art. I try like I don't know. I never thought about doing Art the Clown. Actually, I
Well,
haven't
he's
drawn him before,
in
so that might
Terrifier
actually
3.
be
It's a
fun.
Christmas movie, so.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't even think about that. I don't know why I didn't think about that, but I didn't. So thank you for that. But if any of you guys listening or in the chat or watching have more ideas, throw them in any of the comment sections. Let me know. I am excited to do some more of that. As far as the reading goes, I did download a new app, not sponsored at all, by the way. The app is called Fable, and it's essentially an app that you can go to track what you've been reading, what you want to read. It's kind of like Letterbox, but for books. So I would definitely recommend getting that if you guys are avid book readers. Mrs. Sin, I know that you are. So, like I said, just a tracker. You can have friends on it and stuff. It's pretty cool. But if you guys are familiar at all with Letterbox, it is just Letterbox, but for books. I actually don't like the UI all that much, like what it looks like on the home screen and stuff. But once I started like dipping into it to see how to use it, I liked it a little bit more. So I've been doing that. And no comics for me this week. I just didn't have the time to go get them today to read a bunch of stuff. So I will just go pick up comics probably Saturday and read them over the weekend when I have some extra time. But that's pretty much all I've been doing this week, guys. I haven't had time to do a lot of any other things. Just the holiday season kind of takes over, work takes over. It's been real busy. But yeah, we'll get to that. And I see already I have a comment here that says zombified reindeers pulling a Hell Rider inspired Santa. Okay, you okay? That actually sounds kind of dope. It's when I read that initially, I thought you were saying zombie reindeers pulling a Ghost Rider Santa, and I was just like, Santa is a Ghost Rider with reindeers and fire and shit would be kind of cool, but it would also be super difficult to do. But I mean, I'm here for a challenge. But thank you, Jordan. I appreciate it. Keep them coming if you got more. But Sin, we've been reading and stuff. I do have a little bit of news that I was going to get into, but I wanted to ask you if you had news first before I jumped right in.
Nope. I don't think I have anything. I don't know that anything really
All right.
come out this week.
No, not really. I mean, there's some movies coming out. Like full disclosure, at the time of this recording, I will be seeing Wicked tomorrow. I know that just recently came out, but the news that I wanted to talk about mostly was for those of you who've been listening to us for a while. I know that the Sonic 3 trailer dropped the other
Oh
day,
yeah,
which I
I did
actually
see that.
haven't watched yet. I didn't get to watch that trailer, but I've been hearing a lot of good things and it's keeping me hyped for it. So I do want to see that. But the thing I wanted to bring up was a video game that I've been talking about and kind of
Did you
shitting
really
on
not see the
for the
Sonic
better part
trailer?
of a year. I didn't get to see the Sonic trailer. No,
We're gonna
I
watch
haven't
it.
seen
I
it
don't
yet.
know that obviously taking a 3-year-old to the theater sounds like an awful time. So that's more than likely not gonna happen. But as soon as we can see it, we'll watch it because those that have listened for a long time know that he was into Sonic pretty hard. Still like Sonic. We've watched 1 and 2 a lot, and I actually like 1 and 2. I enjoy the movies. Like, they're fine. I like the casting, and the trailer was pretty good. I mean, Mrs. Sin's not going to like Keanu as Shadow, but I
It's
mean,
not his shadow.
he
Yeah.
fit. I mean, he's grumpy sounding. I mean, it's Keanu. And you have Jim Carrey, you have everybody back, so they're bringing the cast back, and it looks good. I don't know how they take shots at Pokemon in the trailer, though.
Oh, I didn't even notice. See, I literally
Yeah, they
have
like
been staying
he
away.
calls something about a Pokemon. He's like, "Yeah, you do look like a Pokemon." He's like, Pika. He's saying all kinds of stuff. I'm like, "Damn, Sega, okay, taking some shots at Nintendo."
Okay.
But
I
I
mean,
I
like I
think it.
said,
I
I
mean,
do
it
want to see it.
is. It's a Sonic movie. I think it'll be all right. I'm excited to watch it with the little guy.
Hell yeah. But I was referring mostly to Mortal Kombat 1. So the news dropped recently that the sales for their Combat Pack 2 or whatever it's actually called, I actually forgot what it was called because I haven't bought it, haven't played it. But the sales for that have been really, really bad. And though people like playing as Ghostface, just not enough people have bought the character because nobody, myself included, wants to spend another $40 after you've already paid close to fucking $80+ on this game just to play with characters that are already in the game that you should have access to. So people are just getting really fed up. And then WB also released a couple of weeks ago. I'm pretty sure we talked about it already, but they're not planning to make anything right now aside from Mortal Kombat. Like they're getting the story ready and the characters ready for another Mortal Kombat game, which means that again we are getting shafted on getting a Injustice 3, which is what people have wanted for so long now. Sin, you and I both know that the pattern has been Mortal Kombat Injustice, but they have kind of shafted us on that. We've got Mortal Kombat 11, now we have Mortal Kombat 1, and they don't have any plans to make other WB games, but they keep putting WB characters in these games. So why not just give us another DC based game? They've been really good. They made a lot of money. People enjoyed the stories. Like the comic book series blew up. Like all those things come from come from that, and they just haven't been doing it, which really sucks. So people just kind of boycotted with their wallets and stopped spending money on NetherRealm games. So they released information letting us know that we're not going to get a Combat Pack 3, which they were working on and was finished, and they were ready for those characters to come out after this one. The biggest issue that I have with that, the biggest issue I have with that is this. You have us buy these characters for $40, but you can't play with all the characters for what, 5 months? They come out one character a month, from what I understand. So if I pay the $40 to play with all those characters, but I don't get to play with the characters until 30 days after I've bought the fucking pack, and then I have to wait another 30 days, and then another 30 days, and then another 30 days, like I've already moved on to another game. I've lost interest and I don't care anymore. So what's the point of me spending that money? What's the point of me buying that pack when I know that you're just going to make a Game of the Year edition once the game is done fully, once they're done uploading stuff and rehashing things in the game, they're just going to do a Game of the Year edition that has everything in it, and you don't have to do anything. You just buy that and you get it all. Pre-ordering DLC is essentially what we're doing. I think Jordan, you just said that in the chat too. But yeah, you're pre-ordering DLC is insane. So people are just getting really sick of that. So now they had to cancel their Combat Pack 3. There's a lot of rumors on characters that are supposed to be in that, so I don't want to get into that at the moment. But like, I just think that that's ridiculous. I don't feel bad that they didn't get to release this third pack of DLC characters because they should have just already released those. We already bought the DLC. Give us the fucking characters. But I wanted to ask you, Sin, on the pod, like, what were your thoughts on that whole situation?
What, them just milking DLC packs essentially?
Milking it like a cow, yeah. How do you feel about the milking it? How do you feel about the combat packs for this game in general? Like for Mortal Kombat 1 specifically, how do you feel about those? Like were you excited? Did you care about the characters? Do you want to play Ghostface? Are you going to buy those later? Like how do you feel about that?
Well, considering Mortal Kombat 11, I never played the DLC. Like I played the first, what is it, 4 characters that come out with like the initial combat pack with like the first version you get. Played them, and then that was essentially it for me. I would have liked to play the story, but again, after you pay what, it's like $90 to $100, I think, for
Yeah.
to get like the first combat pack, whatever else, and the base game when it releases. After that, I was like, I don't want to spend another $40 to $50 on this game for a story that's what, maybe an hour and a half, 3 hours at the most, and that's like probably really milking it. I doubt it's even that long.
Right, right.
And I mean, I was just at that point, I'm like, no. It's kind of the same with this. I don't know. I would like to play the other ones. I would like to play the story. Is it a necessity? No. Would I get it if it was cheap enough? Yeah. But I'm not paying $50 for it or 40 or whatever it is.
I mean, it might as well be 50 because what they do, what they've been doing this with this round of Mortal Kombat, they will give you a character, but you can't buy all of the you can't like win all of the stuff for that character. You have to go in and still buy stuff. And I know they've had like holiday themed fatalities in the past. So like last spooky season, last Halloween, there was a Halloween holiday version of a fatality that involved like a jack-o'-lantern and maggots and shit like that. But you have to pay for it. And I think it was like $5 for this fatality. And like it's the same one for all the characters if you do it. And I was just like, why make you pay for that? That should just be a free download that you get to keep people invested. Or if you had to make it something like that, make it as cheap as possible. It's $1. Pay $1, you get this thing. Or you can just win the fucking fatality in the game. Like play the game, beat this character doing whatever, and then you get the fatality. Like it could have been something like that. Could have been a tower completion thing. But instead of making the game the way that they should be, they like you said,
They're
they've
getting
been
greedy.
milking it. And
Why don't
yeah,
if they want people to play their combat packs and stuff so much, instead of like the $100 being one, why don't you like 120 and you can have both or something? I don't know. Like, why don't you do something like a little more from the initial cost, and then you'll be set for like pretty much the duration of the time, because they're gonna drag out the releases like however they've been doing it every couple months. You get one character. They need to change their model a bit. I feel like if they want to maximize that.
Yeah, I think one thing that could happen, I think, one thing that could happen is this. If you're going to have these packs be released the way that they're released and you have to pay the extra $50, whatever, at least drop all the characters at the same time. This isn't like a streaming service. This isn't cable TV. We don't need to wait a month to get the characters. If we're going to buy the fucking characters, just give us the characters. So instead of us having to wait 6 damn months so that we can play with the T1000, dude, just drop them in Ghostface and all at the same time. Let us play with all the characters so we can see who we like, who we don't like. And if you guys get to have another tournament, then we get to play those characters at the tournament. Everybody's already played them. But I just think it's a little ridiculous the way that they've been doing it. And they've done it before, and I didn't complain as much. But the reason why I'm complaining so much this time is because the pricing is getting it's been out of control.
Isn't it on sale at the time of this recording?
It might be on sale, and that's a
I'm pretty
big
sure I
might.
saw it, but it's not that big of a sale. What is it normally? Do you remember?
I think like, or do you mean just the DLC?
Yeah.
I think the DLC is $40.
It's 40. All right.
It's 40 or $50. Yeah,
While you're ranting, I'm looking up right now. I'm pretty
sure.
sure I saw it on sale, and I'm gonna read the prices. And that's like the Black Friday, marked
Like
down
the big
stuff.
huge sale. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, let us know because that's something that I am
Okay.
actually
Mortal Kombat
interested.
1 add-on pack. Normally $60 for what
Jesus
the hell
Christ.
is this? Chaos Reigns? Is that it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Chaos Reigns. Normally $60. So a whole
Oh my
nother
God.
game. It's $59.99 usually. On sale, 50% off. It's $29.99 right now.
It should have been that to begin with, and then on sale for $15. That's what it should have been.
Wow. What do you even get? It
You
released
get you get
September 24th. Does it say? Okay,
you
includes.
get you get.
Here's everything.
Go ahead.
Chaos Reigns Story Expansion, Combat Pack 2, Chaos Reigns Fighters available at launch, Noob, Cyrax, Sector, guest fighters available post-launch, 1 week early access, Ghostface, T-1000, Conan the Barbarian. Combat Pack Fighters available now, Omni-Man, okay, it's the old ones that we already knew about. Wow. That's it? So,
Yes, that's all. Big yikes,
so
bro.
still $30. Still $30 right now on sale. That's half off. That shit's $60. Dude, no.
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
That's
And as you can see, people don't like that shit.
it's too
So
high.
they're not buying it. Yeah, it is too high. They're not buying it, bro. So like they literally just announced that they canceled the next combat pack that they were gonna have. And they couldn't do it because they're not making the money that they thought they were gonna get. And I was just like, dude, how much fucking money are you gonna bleed us out of? That's ridiculous. But there we go. They don't have it anymore. We're not getting it. That's really all I wanted. Like I didn't even mean for that rant to go on like it did.
Yes, you
It
did.
just really pisses me off. Nah, it just it's so annoying. It's just annoying.
You meant for it to
But
go on that
I
way.
digress.
You knew what you were doing. You knew exactly what you were doing.
I will say I'm ready to talk about
Nope.
something that we both watched.
Nope.
When
I
you're
do
ready.
have a bit of
Yep.
feel good news that I actually come across on Twitter. It was reported by X, whatever you want to call it, tomato. It was reported by Jake Lucky. Gearbox allowed a fan with terminal cancer to play Borderlands 4 early. The fan reported it was amazing. I don't know if I'll be around, sadly, when the game comes out, but I wanted to say thank you to all for your love and support and helping me make this happen. But he got to play the game early. That's pretty cool. Nice feel-good moment. Yeah. And Jordan just said, good news on Twitter. I know, right? One of the few things we'll take, like, I want to throw one shining good thing. Good job on them, on Gearbox for doing something good. Too bad we don't hear more of that. Most of the stuff we hear is usually not good news, sadly.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So, before we get into what Christian wants to talk about, because he's all excited, I know something Christian didn't watch, and I watched, but I have no notes, because I'm going to be honest, I really don't know fully what the hell is going on in this show. And that would be the Dune show. I watched the first episode because Christian was like, hey, we got to watch the episode. So I was like, okay. Me and the missus watched it. She knows Dune. I was able to figure out, we pieced together some of the houses, who people were, because they would say the names, and we're like, sweet. But I have no clue who Vikings dude is supposed to be or what he even is. I even asked her, I was like, is this something that you know? And she's like, I have no clue on that. But it is very heavily about the Bene Gesserit or whatever they're called, the witches.
Bene Gesserit, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, it's pretty much like my understanding of that is essentially they are what cause a lot of the problems because they are calling the shots behind the scenes, moving the pieces around as they see what's best or what they feel is best, and it causes a lot of issues. So it's going to be a lot of that like Game of Thrones political, like making moves kind of thing. It did go in the beginning about the war with like machines, which I straight up felt like I was in some Terminator shit.
That's essentially what it is. So like, what happened? It's the same thing you've already seen, right? They made AI to make the world a lot easier and
Thinking
turn
machines,
on
is that what they
them.
call them? They call them something.
They are thinking machines. That's what they call them. Yeah.
Okay. I
That's
mean,
why you
it
have the
looks good.
people.
The acting seemed good. I have no clue what dude is. I'm very confused by him. We hear a little bit about Shah Halou, so that's cool, which always makes me happy. And the only reason I can remember that damn worm's name is because that's a band. So it's really easy to remember for me. But yeah, it. We'll see. There's another episode out. She was interested, and she obviously is way more versed in all things Dune, reading the books and knowing the source material. She was interested. She was not excited to watch it at first, but she did stay awake and watched it. Um, okay, she has a question in chat for Christian. Did HBO totally make this up, or is there a prequel book to Dune? Because all of them I've read haven't had anything to do with this show.
No, this is HBO made this up. This
That's what
is
she
something that
was
they made
thinking
up.
too. Because I was like, "Do you know? Is there anything you can tell me about what's going on right now?" She was like, "No, I don't know."
Yeah, we book readers wouldn't know about this one. They made this up. Like they took the lore that's in the books and some of the lore that comes from some of the stories about the books, and they've kind of made their own thing with this. And it's supposed to be the telling of how the Bene Gesserit, from what I understand, because I have not watched it yet. But from what I understand, it's supposed to be essentially how the Bene Gesserit got themselves into the place of power that they are into once Dune proper starts. So that's what it's supposed to be. So before you meet Jessica, before you meet Paul, all of them, this is supposed to be the story about how the Bene Gesserit got themselves in the place that they are in. So when Dune starts and we meet them and everybody's afraid of them, this show is supposed to be about why we're afraid of the Bene Gesserit. Um, so hopefully, like it's good. Like I said, I haven't seen it yet. I do plan to watch it fully. Even if the first episode isn't good, I fully plan to watch all of them. Like I'm going to support it, and I'll start coming with much more details about them soon. But yeah, we'll see. They are some bad bitches. Yes, the Bene Gesserit are great. For those of you who haven't read the book, like Jessica, Paul's mother, she is a Bene Gesserit. Like these women are insanely awesome with what they do. It is just how and why they are doing what they're doing that is
I
not
have I have
necessarily
a
awesome.
question for you because I asked her last night and she didn't have an answer. What's the Emperor's house? What's the name?
Um, the Emperor, like Christopher Walken's character
Like the Emperor in
from the
general.
second one.
Because I was like, well, what house is this? And she was like, I
Um,
don't know. I just know the Emperor's they're the Emperor, but she couldn't
damn,
think of the name. Because you have
what is the house?
what's Paul Atreides?
Yeah.
You hear of an Atreides, and then what's
Yeah.
old um
Harkonnen.
the bad guy starts with a V.
You're talking about the Harkonnens, right?
Harkonnen is not V. Damn. Yeah, Harkonnen. There, you see one of them in there. Hear that. So you hear some of the established houses that you know from if you watch the movies. But I still don't know the Emperor that line who that is.
Their house is it starts with a C. Corino, is that what it's called? Uh, Carino. I think it's Carino. House Carino, I think is their name. But they're like a military house.
Okay. I wonder if
Yeah,
that's
that's
who's
how. I
in
mean,
the show because I'm not sure. Is that what Walken is in the movie?
yeah,
Okay.
because you got houses that I can remember. Obviously, you got Atreides. You got Harkonnen or Harkonnen, depending on who you're talking to. I say Harkonnen because that's what I heard first. Uh, House Varys,
I don't know if
which
we
is like the
saw
ancient.
Varys, which is the first
Varys is
episode. I'm
like
sure more because they
it's like
mentioned
the ancient
houses,
one.
but
You get House. It starts with an R. It's not. It's Rich something. I forget. And then House Tantor. House Tantor is the house that I'm pretty sure that Thanos' house is a part of. I can't remember that actor's name. That's
Josh
his name.
Brolin,
Josh Brolin's character. I'm pretty sure he's
Thanos'
a
house. Now you're just
Tantor.
mixing everything. Now you're making this way too
I am,
complicated.
dude. It's because Josh Brolin's in
It's because Josh Brolin's a
everything.
good actor. I will not take Josh Brolin slander.
I'm not slandering his name. He's just in everything. House Carino, yeah. That. Thank you. But yeah. He oh my god, Josh Brolin is literally in everything. Oh my
Stop
god,
hating.
he's in all.
Final Dune
I'm
thing for
not even
me
hating. It's just
has
fun.
nothing to do with the
Yeah.
show. We'll see what I think after episode 2, and maybe next episode Christian will have seen them and we can talk more. Mrs. Sim will have better notes because obviously she's going to pick up on way more stuff knowing, like I said, the source material than I do. But there's a Dune game coming out, I think in 2025 that I'm stoked for. It's a survival game,
Yeah.
and it looks so sick. I love survival games. I fully intend on checking it out. It looks really cool.
I will also be checking it out. I hope that it's good. They've been talking about that game for like 4 years at this point.
Yeah.
Like since the first movie came out, they've been talking about this fucking game. So I'm hoping that it actually comes out. I'm hoping that it's good. Like I'll definitely play it, even if it's like mid. I'll still enjoy it.
And my
But,
lovely wife
I
said
hope
if
it's
Paul was in this show, she'd be more interested. In other words, if Timothy Chalamet was in it,
Timothy
where she could look
Chalamet?
at him, she'd be more interested. I'm
Yeah, I feel
about
you.
tired of that nonsense.
Timothy Chalamet is a good looking dude, so I don't blame her.
Oh my god. Watching grown women run to the theater to watch this movie, like calm down. Oh my god. This is the world we live in. Watch this man roll around in the sand.
Every time I think of Timothy Chalamet, I just think of him on SNL. I can't get that out of my head.
All right. Well, time to shift gears. Before we go on
Okay,
anything
good.
else, Christian, I forgot to talk about I have listened to something. First and foremost, new Molotov Solutions out. Have you heard it? 2 songs.
I watched you listen to it while I was at work.
Huh? My
You were
reaction?
listening to it like on I saw your reaction like on stream because I was at work when that was happening and I couldn't hop in the chat. Or was it a video you posted?
Probably.
Might have been a video.
That's their
Might have been a
song.
video you
It's heavy. It's got like a nasty breakdown with like this crazy riff. It's Molotov's back, so it's pretty awesome. Other song I want to talk
Molotov
about.
was
I told
so
Mrs. Sin this, and she kind of made a face to me.
Mhm.
But right now, I'm trying to think of like the biggest metal songs of the year. And granted, this band is not necessarily the heaviest band, but I feel like this band, they took off around COVID and they have not stopped. And I feel like this song will take them to the next level because it definitely has radio appeal while still having like that kind of genty groove riff to it. You know, like it never really like gets soft. Like there is no screaming in the song. It is all singing, but it's like very groovy the whole way and has like a breakdown. That's the new Spirit Box song. God, have you heard it?
I have not heard the new Spirit Box song.
Bro, it's good. And the video reminds me of Last of Us. I swear it looks like Last of Us.
Okay.
But Courtney's voice, I mean, well, you already know how Spirit Box sounds. Like, they have that sound and very, very good. Like, it's an excellent song. It's stuck in my head.
Okay.
But I guess now we can move on to our first, well, no, wait, I guess we got to do this. Cue the movie projector thingy.
Super long ass thing.
What are you complaining about?
I didn't complain, I just said it's long.
It is long. You're right. You are not wrong. Okay. So we're going to really mess Christian up because our first one we're going to talk about is Thanksgiving. Did you watch Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving, I didn't rewatch, but I had seen it already.
I had watched it probably last year, so I rewatched it. Not going to lie, I didn't pay the absolute closest attention because I still pretty much remember like what happened, but I did rewatch it.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk about that one first? Do you have a lot of notes on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that one because not only did I remember a bunch of it before watching again, I watched it more recently than I remembered because I watched it right before I moved.
Well, no, I just rewatched it like today.
Yeah. No, but I'd seen it literally the day before we moved here, so it was still pretty fresh in my mind. And I remember one thing that stood out to me was the opening, because when you watch the opening of the film, it makes you think the movie's going to be very different than what it ends up being. And I thought that it was clever because the opening scene was a very clever thing to do. I was like, oh, they're going to actually focus around Black Friday. This is really cool. I really enjoyed that. We've heard movies saying they're going to do something like that, but not to this scale. And I really, really liked how they did that. It set the tone for the movie. It wasn't too serious. It was pretty silly, but the kills were pretty gruesome. And then you get into the rest of the movie after the opening scene, and then that's where you get the more like Scream-esque kind of movie that we would typically get with slashers.
Have you ever worked a Black
For something
Friday
like
in
this.
retail?
Many Black Fridays.
Okay.
I
Have
would
you ever
say,
seen the
yes.
chaos? Like, obviously,
Oh,
that chaos is
firsthand.
amplified. And that's actually what I put in my notes. It's like I've been in a lot of wild Black Friday sales, like working them or even went there to get something and seen it. But that is like on 11 compared to it because
Ooh.
everyone, that was. I just love it's like you'll get your damn waffle maker or whatever. Like people, I'm like, that is a great opening scene, and I don't know how many times like horror fans like me and different ones have talked about what if a zombie outbreak happened during Black Friday, or what if this happened during Black Friday? Because I mean, you have a mass amount of people being greedy, like kind of rude, hateful, and I mean it could spawn like a lot of stuff. Like you, especially in the horror genre, there's a lot of things you could do with that. So it's cool to finally see one out there. Definitely a ripoff of Walmart, I believe, right? Right Mart, isn't that what it's called?
Oh, for sure.
Even
For
down to the
sure.
sign, it looks. It sounds like
They
wow, it
knew
looks like a
better.
Walmart sign, like inside the store. But yeah, those kills are crazy. Dude getting cut with glass at the door, trampled. I mean, that one,
Yeah. The trampling one was crazy.
the trample, like, yeah, you could see that. I mean, how people are. I've watched people flip over phone cases, like knock over like a whole display of phone cases. I'm like, bro, it ain't even that big of a saving. Like, what are you doing? Like, and fall over top of it and trying to grab them. Like, calm down.
Especially these days because we've transitioned from Black Friday shopping to Black essentially just being
It's all
like
online.
Thanksgiving and the day before. It is now all online, and also we're getting like this year. The time of this recording, you have Black Friday week, where everything is on sale for the week leading up to Black Friday. And even Amazon's doing it. Like they've had stuff on sale all week. Some things I'm actually trying to purchase before the end of the night. You know what I mean? Like
What
there's
would
a
that be,
lot
Christian?
going on. What's up?
What would that be?
That I'm purchasing?
Yeah, what would that be?
Some stuff for the house, man. I gotta
Okay.
get some more doorknobs. I gotta
Uh-huh.
get like installs for
Mm-hmm.
our bathroom, like a bunch of stuff. I gotta get a
Mm-hmm.
mirror, like all kinds of stuff, dude.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dog.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it is. You furnish the house. It sucks.
I mean, you never stop furnishing the house. You always are adding something.
I mean, I'm gonna have to stop though. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way. That's why I still don't have stuff up on the walls yet, and I have to paint. Like, that's the other thing. I have to paint this room. I have to paint.
Yeah, have fun with that. Painting is
Our,
not fun. H said Black Friday
yeah,
how
I
it
mean,
used to be was a mistake. Black Friday how it used to be. H was in the trenches with me before. It would get so bad that I would just have to make fun with the deliriousness and just try to like make it because it just sucked.
but you know what though, dude? We're thinking about it this way. Black Friday was a hot mess, but it only lasted from the hours of like 3 a.m. till about 9 a.m. Right? So like the rest of the Friday, it was over because all those sales were door busters. People would go into those stores,
Bro,
camp out at those stores, doing
people are
crazy shit.
still in those stores like all
They
day.
are still in there, but like the biggest deals were only
I'm trying to think like
doorbusters.
I
Now
think
they
the
don't even.
last year I worked it, I worked
Mhm.
I had to miss Thanksgiving and I was in there at like noon, maybe. And I was there, I left at like maybe I was there at like 1 or 2. I don't know. I left I remember leaving at like 1 or 2 a.m. and then was back in like a few hours later. I was like, this sucks. This is awful. Because the sales started then at
Definitely,
like
yeah.
7 or 8 at night. Like they were weird. Like Thanksgiving night. It sucked. Which it's evolved over time. It used to be like you have to get there at the wee hours of the morning, and then it was like pushing more into Thanksgiving, and now it's all online. Like they've changed them. But anyways, back to the movie. Was a cool opening scene. I will give you my very short notes, which are going to jump around, and then we'll let you kind of just do your thing with it. We already talked about Black Friday. The movie has cool kills. I will give it that. It does have some really cool kills and some cool parts. The trampoline scene is an absolute nightmare. If you've ever jumped on a trampoline, it has to be one of the things you've thought about at some point in time. Maybe that's just me, but I mean, pretty much, yeah, anything coming through a trampoline and stabbing you in the foot when you're jumping just sounds awful.
That's very true.
I have a line wrote down because these are by far the worst football jocks, like,
oh my god,
ever. Yeah. First off, I don't know who the one. What is his name?
I don't remember their names at all.
It's Addison TikTok. Addison Rae. It's her boyfriend in it. I don't remember his name. But when he threw the football during Black Friday, I was like, that dude doesn't play football. He looks like he plays like underwater basket weaving. Like, what the shit was that? Anyways, his line, he gets mad because they canceled the football game because of all the murders and stuff. And he says, I'm going to go play the game. And his teammate says, you can't play football alone, dumbass. I'm just like, what is this? Like, come on. Y'all are just making them just really bad. But you can 100% tell without a shadow of a doubt this is an Eli Roth movie.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
If you've ever seen any Eli Roth movie, that will make sense. Like, it's just watching, you're like, yeah, you can tell who did this.
Yeah. 100.
But that's about all my notes, really.
You can definitely tell because of the way the dialogue is. The dialogue in this movie is atrocious, by the way. A lot of people really enjoyed this movie when it came out, but I think they just enjoyed the kills, which is why you go to see this movie. The writing for this isn't good. The acting isn't good. For the most part, it's pretty bad. Like, this isn't necessarily a good movie, but it looks really good. And the kills,
it's shot well. The camera work and stuff's good.
Yeah, like I said, the movie is it's not gorgeous, but the movie does look good, especially for a new age slasher. And even the killer that they have, like the killer's costume, interesting. I did like it. I mean, it's easy to get
simple,
behind.
gets the job done.
Anybody can have something like this. Exactly, and he doesn't talk, so that was really cool. I enjoyed that. Those are things that I like to see in slashers because it reminds me of the 80s and 90s in that way. But when you get to like the story of this film, it gets ridiculous. And I can't remember the actor's name, but he plays like the main character's dad. He's absolutely ridiculous in this movie, dude. Oh my god. Oh, I wish I could remember his name. I don't even want to look it up because I don't want to give this movie that much time out of my life. But like, just seeing him in action was pretty funny. And I did, like I said, I did enjoy the movie. I didn't hate it. But I will say, it says something. There's something to be said about the film because when I watched it the first time, I started watching it, stopped watching it, came back the next day, started watching it again, stopped watching it. Then I came back a third day and finished it. It took me several days to finish this movie on the first watch. Not because I was uninterested, but because I was just like, I do have something else to do. I'll just go do that. And I guess I wasn't that interested. But that opening scene, however, completely locked in, didn't want anybody to talk to me, didn't want to look at my phone. It was fun. It was very fun.
The kills are good. I mean, you have a saw kill, like you have a trampoline kill.
Oh my god!
You have a dude get his head turned completely around. Which
you were saying,
yeah,
you're saying trampoline, like Mufasa getting stomped out by
trampoline,
by getting
like jumping, not trampling.
Okay,
not the Black Friday kill, not being trampled.
Okay, I thought you
trampoline like you're bouncing.
Like there's two. Okay, because I know that there's two of those kills, and I thought you were mentioning the Black Friday kill.
No, I'm talking about the trampoline, the cheerleader, jumping, and then the knife goes through her foot and stuff, which is just
that was cool. Like, I mean, we kind of knew what was going to happen because they telegraphed the shit out of that scene, but like, and again, very Eli Roth the way this kill was done, but it was still cool.
Yeah.
I still enjoyed
Kills
it.
are good. Story, I mean, it
You
makes
remember how they
sense.
killed
Like, the plot and where it's going makes sense in the long run. The dialogue, not great. The acting, not great. I mean, it's a slasher. It's okay. I mean, then again, though, what slasher really has, like, a hugely, like, mind-blowing... Well, I mean, the story was okay.
I can name a few. I can name a few that are mind blowing.
I mean, well, we are not in that age anymore, sadly.
Very true, very true. I will say, like, I can't remember. Okay, you remember the girl who had like the mafioso dad,
Yeah.
and they
She
were
had a
like super
huge
rich and all
forehead.
that shit. Yes, that whole sequence where we're at her house, I did enjoy that. That was cool. That was cool. I like that.
I mean, it had its
The
moments.
acting was awful in that scene. In that whole sequence, the acting was dog water. But I like the way it was shot, and it was suspenseful. So that was cool.
All right, what do you give it? Do you
But
have
that's
any other
really all
notes about this?
I don't have any other notes about it. What I would give it out of 10, I give it like a 6.57. Like I'm lying. I'm lying right now. I would
about to
give it a
say,
6, and this is
damn.
why. The highest I could give it is a 6, and that's because though the acting in this movie is pretty bad, the dialogue isn't good. Like when you get to the kills, they're satisfying as hell, dude. They really are. But the movie itself, oh god, terrible. There's a scene where they're at like I forgot to bring this up. Oh my god. It's the scene where it's towards the end of the movie when they're at the big parade, and then the killer is dressed in a different costume, and like, what does he do? He shoots them with
Tranquilizer
God
darts.
dang it! Yes,
Like
dude. I was cracking up. That scene took me completely out of the movie. I was like, what the fuck are we watching right now? Like,
I think the movie's too long, too. Because I'm not going to lie, when I looked
for
at it,
two.
it says
Yeah.
it's close to 2 hours. And granted, that's not a super long movie, but I was like, 2 hours, damn.
That movie should have been a smooth 90 minutes. No, nothing more, nothing less. It didn't need to be that long. It actually could have been less than 90 minutes.
Yeah,
but
I would say
90
less than
minutes
90
was
minutes.
more
Like,
than
you
enough.
could, Black Friday, give us the general premise, get to killing your teenage people, and let's get the story going. We could have been done.
What I would have done differently with this movie, legit, it's called Thanksgiving because it's the Thanksgiving motif, right? And I understand that. But how much more interesting would that movie have been if the whole movie was Black Friday? So much more
Then the movie would have
interesting.
been called Black
And
Friday.
then the sequel. Exactly. And then the sequel could have been Thanksgiving. Think about it.
I mean, yeah. And then you could have had the lady in the oven getting roasted like a turkey.
Oh my god. I don't know how I forgot about that scene. That was fucking ridiculous, dude.
I mean, there's good stuff in there, and for that alone, it helps its rating.
Oh.
But even then,
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
I'm a man. I guess I'll give it a 6. Just for I think the kills are good. There's a lot of like memorable kills that'll stick out that you'll think about. You're like, oh yeah, that was pretty cool. But there's a lot of stuff that I'd just rather not think about. And it's also probably not a movie. I'll say a 5.5 to a 6. It's not a movie that I have any desire to watch anytime soon. Again.
Mm-hmm. I give you that.
It's on Netflix.
100%.
If you want to watch it, Thanksgiving by Eli Roth, come out 2023, I think. And I actually don't know what the rating are from stuff. I didn't look it up. I forgot to.
I didn't look at them on purpose because I didn't want to get swayed.
Well, no, I meant
I
like
wanna
now,
think
just to throw the ratings.
Gotcha.
But if you are ready, we had another movie that was the first movie we picked. Christian shaking his head. And that would be, well, actually, I guess we could have said, is it worth your time? Is it worth your dime with Thanksgiving? But we didn't. So we'll just go ahead and go to the next one. The next movie is from 2008. Does that sound right?
Yes, 2008.
And this movie would be a lovely little B movie by the name of Thanksgiving. And I wrote down so many lines and things that I cannot wait just to read to Christian. Do you just want me to read them and then we'll just talk about the movie? Because it's a lot. I'm just going to start reading.
Can I go before you? Because I don't think I have as much as
Okay,
you have.
go with your notes, and then we'll like actually talk about the movie.
Okay.
Because my shit's all over.
Like I just gotta okay. My notes. I quit taking notes after a while. That's why yours are a bit better than mine because I was like I
Oh,
can't.
I can't
The
wait to
movie,
just hear you laugh during my notes because they're.
dog. So everybody, the movie legitimately starts with a woman's nipple. It's it starts off on a nipple, and the first spoken line of the movie, is this turkey, and he says, "Nice tits, bitch," and I was just.
So you have to know, for those that are very confused right now, Thanksgiving is as B as you're gonna get. Like,
Oh my god!
it's a murdering turkey that talks. So
And holds weapons somehow.
yeah, and so you can tell it's like a puppet too with a turkey, like how they do the shots and stuff. It's what did I say? The budget of the movie was like $3,500.
The movie in this budget was somebody's rent. They just didn't pay their rent and made this movie instead. Like it's
Probably.
ridiculous. Oh my god! So you get that? Oh my god. Oh my god. And so we get past that part, and then we get the terrible dialogue from the teenagers that we're following through this movie that are clearly grown ass adults.
Oh, I
Like
can't wait.
they don't even look youthful. These are straight grown ass people. And one of the girls says it's Thanksgiving, not tits giving, because her friend's showing off her like bra or whatever. And I was like, what the hell? There's another scene like right after, like mine are just lines too. So maybe I should just let you do yours because
Mine,
I just
that's
realized mine.
yeah. It's because I just kept writing lines like, really.
Bro, at one point, one of the guys in the movie, his name's Billy. The, the girl is explaining that she just wants to spend time with her friends and family for Thanksgiving. That's what she's thankful for. And Billy, the character in the movie, this movie's made in 2008, by the way, because I know I already said that, but again, Billy goes, "Man, that's gay." And then she goes, the dude goes, "No, Billy, it's not gay. Not gay at all." And I was like, what the fuck are we talking about, dude? And
I
he
love
starts
how the
talking
dork
about
does
how,
this all the time. He goes,
yeah,
like that's
just
what
like
he does. Like
smacks his
so
hand,
many
like,
times, you'll just. That's how they make him dorky. He'll go and just like wipe
and
his
they give
face.
him
Those that are not watching
cargos.
on YouTube, he like wipes his face with his hand, and it just sounds awful.
There's also a strange fucking flashback we get like randomly in the beginning of the movie. Like I can't, dude. Sin, go ahead, just start reading us your lines, and I'll chime in when I can. Because
Okay.
it's ridiculous.
I hope everybody listening is ready for this.
Oh, I forgot. The turkey, by the way, is very clearly modeled off of Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Because when he talks, he has like this pseudo Freddy Krueger voice. Thanks, Scary Terry from like what's that show called? Rick and Morty. He's practically Scary Terry. He literally talks like this.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And he calls everybody bitches. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
All right.
But as you learn.
So, as Christian said, the intro starts literally with titties. Like that's how we have a close up, zoom in of breasts that zoom out to a pilgrim with her breast out, because Thanksgiving, whatever.
Why not?
To which the turkey responds, "Nice tits, bitch." But the intro music kind of
Nice
slaps,
tits.
though. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my god, they played that shit throughout the whole movie, dude.
I kept hearing it. I was like, why is this semi not bad with the lovely graphics? All right. Again, a lot of these are going to be literal lines taken from the movie. So forgive me, but these are literal lines that were said in this wonderful movie. It's Thanksgiving, not Titsgiving. The jock character Johnny looks like he should be or currently is a porn star.
Yeah, because he probably is. Or was.
He more than likely is in porn somewhere. He looks like that kind of guy. You have this backwoods guy who has a dog named Flassie, which would be
Flassie.
Fake Lassie.
I
Flassie. Flassie, come here. What?
I literally thought he said Lassie the first 3 times he called the dog's name, and then I
I thought he
realized that
called
was
it
saying
Plassie. And I was like, Plassie, that's kind of weird. But then later he said, not my dog, Flassie. And I was like, oh, shit. Flassie. Okay, so we have Flassie. You have your lovely, essentially she's your blonde character. Sorry, blonde's out there, but she is the bimbo of the movie. The loose bimbo, if you will, who asks, what's poon?
My God, I forgot she said that. But she knew what it was.
Okay. I'm going to be the one doing the sexing. It's one of the lines.
Was that from the nerd character?
Yeah, I'm going to be the... Yeah, so the nerd guy says something. Is like, I'm going to get wild this weekend. I'm going to be the one doing the sexing. Allie's a hoe. So that's your bimbo.
Yeah. Dude, he straight up told Allie, he said, you're kind of a hoe, I'm not gonna lie. And I was like, oh my God.
This is dialogue. These are actual lines from movie and dialogue. It's, man. Flassie urinates on the turkey's magic totem and gets got. And actually on the turkey too, when the turkey comes up, I think still gets peed on.
Yeah, the turkey opens his mouth and he's getting piss in his mouth. And he says, oh no, I'm pissed.
Yeah. The sheriff. That sheriff hat and that mustache. Oh my God. But first off, that mustache is straight up stuck on this dude's face. It is stuck on and it is awful. And the sheriff hat. But the best part after that is he takes a lovely sip of coffee and says, God damn, Cheryl, that coffee tastes like shit.
Bro, you know, no. He said, God damn, Cheryl, that coffee tastes like shit. And she said, that's because I shook shit in it. And she shows him the coffee and there's a fucking turd in the coffee pot, bro. What the fuck? And then she says that she wants a divorce, like right after that.
So,
oh my God.
His daughter calls and somehow they say something about tossing. He says, can't be tossing in no car. It's illegal. So that's more of our lovely dialogue.
Jesus.
My next note is Allie is not just a hoe. She's a dumbass. First my wife, now you, Flassie. Damn you, turkey.
Oh my God, bro. He's just sitting out there crying because his dog stays. It was like the Key and Peele skit where he's crying way too hard. Oh my God.
Okay, so then we get some turkey dialogue where he says, I'm going to drink your blood like cranberry sauce.
Wait, hold on. Before he says that, he pops up on our main character. She starts screaming, and then she's screaming for a really long time, and he goes, shut the fuck up, you stupid bitch. And I literally had to pause the movie because I was laughing too fucking hard.
All right. Then we get... Then we get... They're sitting around a fire, and a baby bunny goes flying by into the fire. But what I put is, that baby bunny and the noise it makes, I guess it goes flying into the fire. The best part was Mrs. Sim was halfway paying attention to that part, and she was like, what the hell was that? I was like, a bunny, and she was like, oh my God.
It literally looks like somebody off screen.
Yeah, 100% they just chucked like a stuffed animal into that fire.
Oh my God.
Okay, why the hell were Johnny's windshield wipers halfway up his car for like most of the trip? Like, dude's driving with his windshield wipers like right in the way. Like, he's driving the Jeep and they're just like halfway there. And I was like, what is this dude doing? Okay. The turkey hitchhikes after they leave the campground, and a guy stops and says to a turkey on the side of the road, he opens the door and says, ass, gas, or grass. And the dude was legit trying to get with the turkey.
Yep, pulled his pants down and was trying to get the turkey. Oh my god! But the turkey somehow pulls a shotgun on this guy and blows his fucking head off after telling him to call his daughter to tell him that he's never coming home. It was ridiculous, dude.
This
So he
movie.
blows this guy's head off.
Also, and the turkey
in
can
my notes,
drive, apparently. I don't know how this turkey can
yeah.
drive, because physics, that makes no sense how the turkey can even get to do any of this. But the turkey drives, and apparently well. So there's that.
First off, where did the turkey get a shotgun? How did he shoot the shotgun? And where is the shotgun when the turkey is just on the side of the road getting picked up? I was like, where's he storing this? Is it just like Legend of Zelda where he just like pulls shit
Christian,
out of the
why
air?
are you questioning and asking anything in this? Why are you just... You should know better. All right.
I was like, you're right.
I cannot remember the main... Kristen? Yeah, it's Kristen. Kristen and that John Renee whatever. Yeah, John Benet Ramsey joke. There we go. She used that thing so many times in that movie. Like, literally. That was like her thing. Johnny's dad is a dipshit. Like, this dude is awful. The blood effect, though. I'm trying to think of what that was. I guess that's when the dad died. The blood effect there. Had to be. Johnny in the car. His parents just got. And this dude with no emotion, this is literally what he says. No more pumpkin pie. No more cranberry sauce. Turkey. Fucking turkey. And then fucking turkey. What?
Literally before that, dude, Johnny's dad gets fucking stabbed in the back. Or, I'm sorry, gets his throat slit. Then the turkey saws his head off with a knife and throws it at Johnny. And then he smokes a cigar right after he kills his dad. And and Johnny goes, "Why, God?"
All right.
I was like, "What the fuck are you saying?"
So then the turkey walks in on Allie, who we've already said is a hoe, getting got. She's getting laid, and the turkey kills the guy.
She's not actually. Because if you watch that scene, she's fully clothed.
Oh, yeah, they all are. Everybody's fully clothed in this situation.
They have their clothes on still. They're just like doggy style humping each other, fully clothed. And then the turkey comes in and kills the guy. And then essentially just essays this girl. Like, I was like, what the fuck is happening right
But
now?
he makes a comment after they finish. He says, "You just got stuffed." And then they find an extra small gravy-flavored condom.
I actually wrote that down in my notes. And
okay, so they don't...
My favorite part of the movie is coming up after this.
I love how they are trying to figure out how to kill the turkey because they're like, how do we stop this turkey that's come back and whatever? And the smart guy says, I don't know how to kill this turkey. He survived everything we've thrown at him. And someone responds, we haven't even done anything to him yet. And he says, oh, yeah. That is what we're dealing with, just so you guys are wondering out there.
Oh my God.
All right, let's read books about how to unalive the turkey. So they go into a montage of reading books and then say it's 5 minutes has went by, which mostly was Johnny and Chick staring at each other. And then the others, I think, what is his name? I think his name's Darren, isn't it?
I don't remember, to be honest.
It looks like he's trying to teach Billy how to read at one point.
He doesn't know how to fucking read. But so they're doing a montage of
all right,
reading.
We're getting to the part. The turkey kills the sheriff. After they have... Oh, no, sorry. I've jumped ahead. Turkey, the sheriff is wearing a turkey costume for Thanksgiving.
That's right.
And then the turkey is standing there and wants to see Kristen, and they have an awkward conversation. To which the conversation, the turkey says the word fucking. The sheriff says, did you just say fucking? And he says, yeah. He was like, well, I wasn't worried about the size of the fuck. I was worried about the age of the fuck.
Terrible.
And he says, I'm over 500 years old. And he's like, well, you're old enough then. Well, or no, fuck it. You're old enough or whatever. Okay. The turkey then pretty much is going to let the sheriff live. But the sheriff makes one too many bad comments, and the turkey kills him. Where's his face? Like some leather face stuff. And for some strange reason, again,
that's my favorite part of the movie.
These teenagers are so dumb that when I say teenagers, I mean they're all grown ass people, but they're supposed to be teenagers in the movie. When the turkey answers the door wearing the sheriff's face, they don't recognize him. And Kristen's like, "Oh, hi, Daddy." Ha 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 ha. And you can feathers sticking out and everything. Oh man. Intro music returns during the study sequence. Dramatic reveal. All right, I'm going to start speaking through the notes. Turkey drops a lot of slurs in it because, 2008, the turkey just does his thing. Kristen's over there falling asleep on us.
I'm just thinking about this turkey wearing this dude's face. You don't understand how hard I laughed about this. I had to pause the movie again because I was just straight up in here hyperventilating that they just played it off that this turkey's wearing this dude's face. Not only is it still a full ass turkey, he wasn't the same height as the dad, not the same voice, nothing. And they just played that shit off. And that lasted in the movie for like 10, 15 minutes, dude. It was ridiculous. And I couldn't get my life together after that. That wrecked me. Kristen's just like, "Oh, Dad, you're so crazy." She's like kissing his beak and shit. I was like, I can't. I literally, my notes say this.
I love the dramatic reveal though when he pulls it off. Like the camera slows down and he like pulls the mask off. Like no one knew it was a damn turkey the whole time.
Bruh, my notes literally say, "I'm dead." He's wearing the dad's face. Then it says, "Research montage ? Also, can Billy not read?"
Oh my God. Okay. The turkey tells him at one point to prepare to be dead. No one seems to care about anybody that's passed away in this movie. Awful pep talk about life happens. If the turkey is not in his teepee, he's killing your friend, is what someone tells him. If the turkey's not in his teepee, he's out killing your friends. Billy eats a transparent glowing turkey because that looks like a great idea. He just eats this turkey. He eats it whole, and then the turkey blasts his way out of him, to which he says, "Gobble, gobble, motherfucker."
That's my next note. Gobble, gobble, motherfucker.
That's what I call foul play. Darren thinks Billy is his best friend, and we have a sad moment. The first sad moment in any passing, the whole movie, we have a whole sad moment of Darren and Billy. And it's not, Darren tells him it's not even that bad. With his intestines hanging out.
Oh, he does it. Dude, he's like, his guts are like in the streets, and he's like, "It's not even that bad. Don't leave me." And I'm just like, "No, bro, he dead. He dead as hell." But in my notes, it says, "Billy's dead. Best friends flashback song." And that's exactly what the song was called. And I wrote this note down before they said that. Ridiculous.
Dead ass friend is the next thing. I think that's what he says. He calls somebody a dead ass friend. And then Turkey doesn't hear the Jeep pull up when they go to his teepee. The turkey's in the teepee eating a salad. He doesn't hear the Jeep pull up or the idiots directly outside of this little teepee talking about their plan that they did not have planned when they got there. Johnny magically has rope in his pocket, magically, that they need, and a lighter because he says, and I quote, "I'm always prepared." And someone says, "I'm ready to see this cock burn." So there was an odd laugh, and then they decide, let's come back to Christians after they kill the turkey, after the whatever hobo in the woods shoots the turkey.
The homeless guy shot the turkey with a shotgun, and the turkey got blasted directly into a trash can. Just ridiculous.
So then they decide, after all this trauma, they're like, let's go back to Christians and watch a movie. Because, our families just died, but we're going to go watch a movie.
Fuck our families. Let's go watch a movie.
Yep. So as they get back there, Johnny and Kristen decide they're dating now.
For those of you guys in the chat who don't know what we're talking about currently, we're talking about the movie Thanksgiving, featuring a killer turkey.
Yeah. Literally a killer talking turkey. So yeah. The next line I have is, "You're done, you son of a bitch." Turkey kills Darren, and he sees Billy, and they're reunited. Johnny gets carved. And then I guess my note is, I guess Kristen's single now. And it said, the turkey tells him, "I always come back for seconds." "Oh, my feathers are fucking melting," is one of the lines. While the turkey is on fire, Kristen knocks him strategically and magically into a pre-built bonfire that happens to be there. Turkey ends up on some random person's plate for Thanksgiving dinner and pops up all cooked and stuff and says, "Do you smell a sequel?" And then later in the credits it says, "To be continued." And then it says, "To be continued" again in space. And that's how it ends, with the same lovely intro.
Yeah, the turkey's literally dead and cooked at this point.
Yeah.
Then comes back to life again and it says, "Do I smell a sequel, biatch?" And like the movie goes off. Ridiculous. That one, egregiously one of the craziest movies I've ever seen. I'm glad I've seen it, but I do not plan to watch it again.
This movie would be perfect if you drank. You drink with like homies and watch, because you're just gonna laugh. This is the second time I've watched this movie, and I laughed sober. And the missus was like, "Oh my god, this movie's ridiculous." But then she would laugh too, even though she hated it, because it's just so over the top in the lines. What do you give it?
It really is. Oh shit! I think I gave this movie 3 out of 10 stars and 1.5 out of 5. Like it's not good at all. However, with alcohol, I'd probably give this movie a 7.5. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
The movie's hilarious. If you go in knowing it's a B movie and accept that they know that they're not serious. There's no way in hell that they ever thought any of this was serious, and they fully dive into like, we're just gonna make this over the top, crazy dialogue, and it's gonna be funny.
I'm honestly, man, like thinking about it more and more, I think this movie, if I'm trying to be fair and not be a movie critic, I'd probably give this movie like a 5.5, 6, but with alcohol, solid 7. Because it's hilarious. I laughed for the movie's only like an hour and 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's very short.
For about 30 solid minutes, I laughed. So half of the movie, I was cracking up.
It's ridiculous. Like, yeah.
Even when you get to like one of the first scenes, not the first scene, but one of the first scenes of the movie, when when he comes back to life or whatever, he's resurrected, and then the girl starts screaming, Kristen. He's just like, "Shut up, you fucking bitch!" Like I'm just like, oh my god.
And this is all a turkey, literally like a turkey puppet saying this to people. It's I have to give it probably like, I would say like a sober of 4.5. Maybe 5.
That's fair.
Like
that's fair.
Yeah, it's gonna stay lower because it's obviously the acting is bad, but the dialogue and everything is so good. Like it's just funny. It's just funny. It
is funny.
Yeah, take it with a grain of salt and just get ready to laugh at the over the top of it. But if you want to watch, it's called Thanksgiving. I've never seen the sequel. Apparently, there's 3 of these movies. I don't know what they can do. If that's something you want us to watch, we'll try to watch the other 2. I've never seen the other 2, so yeah, we'll see. Christian, what are we watching next?
All right. That's a great question. I was actually thinking while you were going, like, what we could watch next. What would be fun, and I'm trying to kind of pull that together to see what would be a really good
Do you want to go ahead and do your Werewolf Santa, since it's now, after this, it'll be December, and it's time for Christmas stuff?
Actually, yes. Let's do Werewolf Santa next.
Oh, God. All right, so we're watching Werewolf Santa, so we go from Thanksgiving to Werewolf Santa. This is going to be fun. Where was that at again?
I know, Tubi.
Tubi? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay. It's going to be.
I looked at the trailer for Werewolf Santa, and it looks like somebody shot the movie on their iPhone, so you know that's going to be bad. I can't wait.
Great. Wonderful. Well, hopefully they'll have good dialogue at least.
No, it doesn't. It does not.
And when I say good dialogue, Thanksgiving, it's not like it's like Shakespearean dialogue. It's just the lines are reading just so over the top. You're just like, oh my God. Think Freddy Krueger talking. Yeah, man. What an experience that movie is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, but that's gonna do it for that.
Your
it's
wife
time.
Says two boo-boo shoes for sure.
All right, it's time now.
I'm just saying, Mrs. Yeah.
That we
pass the whiskey.
That's right. Get your
Whiskey.
As we go into today's last call question, I'm assuming since I've seen Jordan in here, he's got something planned for us. Let's see what he's got. Because I'm out of drink. All right, let's say our world has been invaded. A ship coming to save you and your family, but you have to survive for 30 days. You have 2 hours to prepare before the invasion happens. Who the invaders are is up to you. Creatures from A Quiet Place or xenomorphs. Oh, no. What's your strategy to survive for the 30 days, and what reason for which creatures you chose? Ooh. You have to survive 30 days. You have 2 hours to prepare.
That's crazy. I guess I would have to. 2 hours is not a lot of time. I guess if I got to choose, would I rather get killed by the aliens from the aliens from A Quiet Place or xenomorph aliens? I'd probably choose A Quiet Place, just because I can make a sound and they'll kill me so fast that I won't even be able to think about what happened, as opposed to the xenomorphs that are gonna like make it hurt. It's gonna last a long time, and you're gonna get impregnated as well. Like that's just not a good time at all. Like just take me out, bro. I don't want to deal with it.
I'm going to say xenomorphs
go
are off the table for me. I'm not messing with them. I'm not dealing with that. I'm going to go A Quiet Place for sure.
That's fair.
I feel like
the
only downfall is I have a toddler, so being quiet, I'm probably screwed. But if I'm like just go off on my own, then maybe I can be quiet for a little bit. But I'm going to go A Quiet Place. My strategy to survive.
As far as preparing, I don't know. I'd have to live in a heavily carpeted house that has no animals and nobody else is living there with me for the 30 days, so I can be quiet. But other than that, like, I don't know. Like, what if I sneeze?
For 2 hours, you're not making where nobody else is living with you and you're living in a carpeted house.
But I don't know if I could even survive that. I feel like I would make a noise in my sleep and then be done.
Well, Christian's gone.
That's a great question.
Dude, I think xenomorphs, there's just no chance. I don't want to deal with them.
Like, what do you even do? 2 hours, what are you going to do for xenomorph? Unless you have, like, a plasma rifle, like, you're done. You're just done.
Xenomorphs, you're done. You can try to make your house quiet in 2 hours, but you're probably not going to get very far.
I would know that I wouldn't, because I have 2 yappy dogs. There's no way.
Well, I have a toddler, so I'm screwed. He's going to be like 2 seconds in, he's going to be like,
done.
Daddy! And I'm like, oh, we're dead.
Quiet Place? Bam, over. Yeah, I feel you. But yeah, xenomorphs for sure. I'm sorry. The Quiet Place aliens for sure. And then as far as what to prepare, I would just be trying to put down things to make it quiet to walk around in the house. Because if I can get to like my bed and make it quiet for me to actually, I couldn't sleep in my bed. My bed's creaky. So if I could figure out some place to sleep and a way to go to the bathroom, I might be okay. But other than that, there's no way I'm making it for either one of those.
Christian's done. That's an interesting question, though. It's like, which way would you rather go? All right. Those that are either watching or listening, let us know which ones you would pick and why, and what would be your strategy. We would love to hear. Would you pick Quiet Place creatures or xenomorphs? Xenomorphs. I don't know what that was. Xenomorphs.
You sounded like a Smurf right there. That was
Xenomorphs.
Hilarious.
Watch out for them.
Cheers, Smurf.
Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this episode of Sippin With Sin. We appreciate you all being here and listening and being a part of it. New episodes come out every Wednesday, 8 a.m. Central Time on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and my YouTube, youtube.com/IamSinister. And then we film the episodes Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m., usually closer to 8 because Christian. But, yeah, Wednesday evenings, kick.com/IamSinister. We film these episodes live, so come be a part of the Kick Chat. Drop your cinema suggestions for us. It is now, by the time you're hearing this, if you're not in Kick Chat right now, it is now the holiday season, so drop some good holiday movies, spooky movies, whatever for us to watch, to put suggestions out there so we can pick them and keep cinema going each week. Hopefully you enjoyed our Thanksgiving, and if you haven't watched it yourself, you should definitely go watch that. I would say probably watch that over Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Just if you want to laugh, I would say watch that. But, yeah, definitely check that out. New episodes, like I said, every Wednesday, 8 a.m. Central Time. Hit us with your last call questions on social media or come and Kick Chat and drop them or in the Discord. either of those. You can hit us on social media at Sippin With Sin, Sippin with Sin on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, all that stuff. Go drop us a line. Let us know your cinema suggestions as well as your last call suggestions. And then, of course, go show the episodes love. Give them 5 stars, thumbs up, subscribe, follow, all that stuff on the platforms. We would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Like I said, it is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube.com/IamSinister every Wednesday. You can find me on my socials, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Facebook, Twitch, all that stuff. IamSinister TV, all the things. And then you can find me live streaming over on kick.com/IamSinister, and you can find me at youtube.com/IamSinister for that content as well. My other podcast episodes are coming very soon. We have some big guests coming that I can't speak on yet, but they will be coming very, very soon in December. I'm pretty excited about those. Behind the Vocals, you can find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and youtube.com/IamSinister. And those episodes come out on Fridays, and they'll be recorded live on Kick. So there is that. Christian, where can the lovely folks find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram and my full name. Actually, it's not my full name. It is Vin and Ink, which is all one word. You guys can also find me over on the TikToks where I like to post some reviews and a bunch of my artwork as well. The videos and the processes of how those go. I like to post those on the TikTok. That is, in fact, my full name, Christian Vincent. Guys, come find me. Come ask me questions. Come talk to me about nerd stuff. Tell me what you guys want to see more of, less of, all that stuff. I answer all the questions that I get. Love to come and chat with you. But contrary to popular belief, I don't like social media all that much, so those are the 2 places you guys can find me currently.
These guys kill me. Be sure to join the Discord as well. We have a whole section. It's my live streaming Discord, but we have a section for the Sippin With Sin podcast where you can go talk about episodes, all that stuff. So check that out. Link should be down below for that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the evening. I hope you enjoyed your turkey. I hope you got stuffed. We gave you plenty of turkey content today. And, yeah, it's time for you to go home. Well, actually, you don't have to go home. I lied. You don't have to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. It's time for Christian to shut it down until next week.
Guys, thank you so much yet again for joining us for another episode of Sipping with Sin. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to do all the YouTube stuff, do all the Spotify stuff, leave reviews. We'll leave all the reviews that you guys leave. Aside from that, I'm going to let you guys go because I know you're full. But before you leave, I'm going to leave you with 3 words. 3 words to leave you with on every single episode. If you've been here before, say it with me. But if you haven't been here before, if this is somehow your first episode, I want you to listen very carefully. Because these words just might save your life. And those words are as follows. Don't get gutted.
See you guys next week.